Welcome everybody. So right now I will show you or guide you through the registration. When we started with the TCP, it was one of the bottleneck, let's say, of starting using it. Lots of users has problems with the registration. So we have done some changes. I created this kind of a manual in the PowerPoint, but we also have a user guide on the web when the user can read the registration process. And so far, it seems that it helps because we did not have too much problems with agencies to be registered. So very quickly, but I think it's important to go through the registration also with you. There are 4 basic steps for the agency and also for yourself, because you will also register there in order to have access to it. It works with the service bureau emulation. So your pseudocity code, either helpdesk ones or the agency ones, needs to have the 64UZ pseudocity code as a service bureau. You know how to do it. There is a form, but the agency doesn't know, so they will ask you or us if the service bureau is there or not. Once it is there, so then the second step is the registration into TCP. So it's kind of like email. When you are creating a Gmail account, you also registering somewhere into some service. So this is kind of that. The agency is registering, or not the agency, but the user. The user is registering to the TCP. Then the user, if it's the first user of the agency, has to create organization. We call it organization in TCP, but it's an agency. Has to create organization in his account. I will show you how it should be done. Then once the organization agency is linked to this user, you have to also add to the organization pseudocity code, and in order to make the print exchanges to complete it, you also have to add the GTITs under the organization. So when you are a single user in agency, this is only 4 steps you need to do. If there is a more users, then there is additional. You have to add users, your colleagues, to your organization. I will also show it to you, because this is also how you will be able to manage or say emulate to the agencies to see what they see. So they will invite you actually to their organization, and I will show it to you on live example. So registration, this is the link. I will also share the presentation with you so you can try it. But I think lots of you has already credentials there. So first of all, registered, you have to fill in the email and the name. So acting as an agency, let's say, click to register, and TCP will generate a registration confirmation email to this email, which is placed here, fill in the registration form. So you will receive, agency will receive this email, and they have to confirm the registration. So they will click on the confirm registration. It's kind of an authorization that it's a live person, it's a live account, it's not some robotic functions. Once the agency or the user is clicking on that, the TCP responds with thank you, and please check your mailbox for additional information. TCP confirms the registration and sends the username and password to the same email address as it was filled in the first steps. And you can see, so now there is a user, the email address and the password which was auto-generated by the TCP. Now the user itself has an account in the TCP and can log in to the TCP itself. So TCP login and organization creation, second step. So now I have the email, I have the password, username, password, what I have in my email, I add it there. And I will end up in this window, in this screen. So I will have only on the left side possibility to see my profile, or I can log out. This is the first login when you create your username. You have to click on the profile in order to add the organization. So you will link your username to the organization. And again, as I said before, the first user of the organization, the only him or her, will go through this process. Then the second and third will be invited to this organization by the administrator, the first user. So not everybody, not every travel consultant, travel operator will have to go through this organization creation, but every agency will go through this organization adding and pseudo-city code adding. So to create an organization, very easy, create new, click on the bottom right corner, and you will fill in the name of the organization, your agency, TCP Agentura in this, and create. Organization is created successfully. I'm fine. I have added the organization to my username. Now adding pseudo city code into the organization. So you as a first, so you are an administrator, and now you have to link your pseudo city code with this organization. You go to the settings and click on the settings. There will be a few new forms where you can add some information as an agency. And when you will scroll down to the bottom, you will see add PCC to an account. So right now, the service bureau is needed because we will be emulating in the agency, in the pseudo city code, the travel agency will add there. There are four steps to go through the adding the pseudo city code. We have to verify if this user is actually adding their pseudo city code, so it's not somebody else pseudo city codes. So what the process is, in the second step, we will ask the travel agency to create in the pseudo city code they would like to add link to this account, the PNR with a name, with a random name. It will be always changing with a name and surname. In our case, Luke Matsejkovic. So they will create a PNR. So PNR in the smart point with this name, with some random itinerary, and they will be asked to add a PNR number and the pseudo city code of theirs. Click on the next, and if the service bureau is there, so we are able to emulate there, and we are able to send the confirmation code into the PNR. If the agency has no service bureau 64UZ in their AAT, we will not be able to emulate, and we will send the information message that we are not able to emulate, and they have to add the pseudo city code. If we are able to emulate, so we will add a security or confirmation code in the notepad. So it will be 6-digit number. And in order to finish the adding pseudo city code, they have to rewrite this 6-digit number into the TCP. That's how we verify that the customer has access to this pseudo city code. Clicking on the next, PCC has been successfully added to TCP. Nearly done, nearly done. In order to make the exchange, we also have to add the printers, which is also in the settings. So the agency has to add the ticketing and itinerary, and if they have a mirror GTID, they will also add the mirror GTID and click on the save, and settings are saved there. And again, they have to do this only once for each pseudocity code they have. And when it is done, all users can use the TCP without any adding information over there. So I'm done right now. I can use the TCP. If I have more colleagues in my company and I would like also them to use TCP, I have to invite them because I'm an administrator, so I have to invite my colleagues, or in the same way, agency can invite you as a help desk user, help desk support to be able to emulate in their profile of TCP. So this will be same as for the colleague and also for you. And it's very easy for the administrator of the agency. They will see settings and also users. So they will click on the users, and the only them will be on the list of the users. So right now, myself are only user there. If I want to invite somebody, clicking on the left button, right button corner. Sorry, I have a problem with the left and right. I'm always wondering why my son has a problem with that. So now I can see that it's from me. And by adding email address of this user, inviting them, so you will just fill in the email address and clicking on the invite, TCP will send invitation email to this colleague or yourself as a help desk user if some agency would like you to be able to emulate in their profile. The user, if they don't have a TCP account yet, which they probably won't have, they will go to the same procedure as at the beginning. So they will confirm that they are a human, they are not robots, by clicking on the confirm registration, then adding their name there, and then they will be part of the organization which has invited them to be part of. So, and then the administrator, if we go to the users, he will see that he's an administrator, and also another colleague is also part of the organization, and it has a privilege of user. He can change the roles by clicking on the arrow here, and you can also see that Jiří Novák is still pending. So it means that he has been invited, but he has not accepted the invitation yet. And you can revoke as an administrator this invitation. So it means you can take back the invitation itself. So I will maybe show you very quickly. So let's say now I am acting as an agency, and I would like to invite you as a help desk user to be able to emulate in my profile in TCP. So I have an administrator. This is my Slovakian colleague, and this is also her colleague, and they would like to invite myself. So clicking on the invitation, I will invite my email address. I think by invite. So now I'm pretending that as agency, I'm inviting help desk user, to my account, and TCP will auto generate this invitation email. And now there is a difference when you already have an account in TCP and you don't have. If you don't have, I already showed you how it is done. You will just wait for the email. You will receive it. So I will go here because I'm already having the TCP account. I will go to my profile, and in my profile I'm already part of Travelport Ukraine as an administrator, and now I have been invited by the agency organization CEE to be part of their organization. So by Hitting the accept, I will accept it, and from now I'm able to emulate also in the CE and other agencies which I may have under my control. So I can click on the accept, and now I'm able to be as a user of the CE and administrator of Travelport UA. So this is how you will be able to manage what your agency are doing, that they have to invite you in their account.